Aloha, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about what plans you have for the rest of your life, what you're going to create. So stay tuned. This morning I was walking out on the back of my property and it was a beautiful sunny day, and we've gone from cool temperatures for Hawaii, 70s, up to high 80s in very short order. So it was pretty warm. And as I was looking at the sunlight filtering through a plant, I flashed back on when I lived in Vermont and I was finished with winter and I really hated the cold. And I remember thinking or feeling or sensing, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but my future self, the self that was standing there looking at the sunlight coming through the plants, talked to the other younger self. It's going to be okay. And I really had the sense of the magic and miracles. And the thing that's really ironic is I always had this desire to have chickens, and I never quite understood it. And now I have free-range chickens, and I was on my way to feed the chickens. And so I understand why back then I had this desire to have chickens, because fast forward, here I am living on this incredible property, owning a wonderful home, and I have chickens. So future self talking to past self. So what is it you want to create in your life? What is it you really want more of? What is it you want less of? You know, it's really simple. Think about it. You know, if you're in debt and you'd like to have an abundance of money, allow for the possibility. Okay, abundance of money. And, you know, our future is not preordained. It's dictated by the choices we make today. So if you want to have more money, imagine the future self that is just swimming in dough, it's living, your future self that's living in the house of your dreams, that has the ideal job, that, all the details, all the things that you'd want. And then there's the future self. I remember doing this exercise years ago. I talked to the bag lady self, the one that smelled kind of bad and was pushing around the shopping cart and had lost everything. And I really clearly looked at that reality and said, no, I don't think so. And then I also had the reality of living someplace that was warm, and obviously there was chickens involved in the picture. And so that's what I created. So thinking about what it is that you do want to create, and take the opportunity to allow that future self, that self that exists in some time, space, reality, to talk to you. Ask that self for, what can I do? The answer might be meditate more. It might be affirmations. It might be, pack your bag and move. But listen, there's an infinite number of possibilities out there for you. And bag lady self, abundant self. I really clearly talked to my bag lady self, and she smelled really bad, and I didn't particularly want to be pushing a shopping cart with my dog tied to a string. So fast forward, and I own this beautiful home on the Big Island of Hawaii, and the property is just gorgeous. I just did a retreat. If you go to my retreat page, there's 2 videos about the property that just, I looked at the first video of all the flowers and I was like, wow, I didn't know I had so many beautiful flowers. And this reality is the direct descendant from me talking to that future self. So what future self do you want to become? Talk to that self. We all have plans for our future. Some of them a bit dicey, some of them just wonderful. And choice by choice today, you'll move in one direction or another direction. So my suggestion is move in the direction of the life that you really, really, really want to live. Back then I was depressed and suicidal. Bag lady self was looming imminently. And then I made the choice. And I had a mentor that said, just don't go there. And every time I would start thinking about, oh, this isn't working, I'm going to kill myself, I just stopped that thought and made a list in my mind of things that I was grateful for. Recently, I started a practice at the end of the night before I go to sleep. I write in my journal and I write, what were the highlights for today? First time I did it, it was like, oh, what's the highlights? And then I started thinking about, oh, wow, yeah, that was fun. This was great. Yeah. And so now I do that every night. And last night I was about to fall asleep and remembered I hadn't done that. So I turned the light on, put my glasses on, and wrote the highlights for the day. It's an exercise you might want to try. What life do you want to create? What is it you really want to experience? And then make choices today that will get you there. So thanks for tuning in. And shortly I'm going to be offering life audit sessions. I think they'll be fun. So have an absolutely awesome day unless you have plans otherwise, and then change your plans. So until next time, aloha.